with the current effective federal fund rate being much higher than it has historically, at least over the last 5 or so years. With these higher than normal interest rates, there are opportunities around the markets, and specifically in buying bonds and certificate deposits and locking in a guaranteed yield, which we're going to go over in this video. And specifically in this video, I'm going to go through and show you exactly how you can purchase brokered CDs, brokered certificate deposits on the Charles Schwab's brokerage, and lock in a guaranteed 5.4, 5.5% yield, which you are definitely going to want to hear more about. So if you're interested in learning more about a brokered CD and specifically on the Charles Schwab brokerage, make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. So before I go through and show you exactly how to purchase a brokered CD on the Charles Schwab platform, let's first go over exactly what a CD even is, what a certificate deposit is, for those that might not be aware. So this right here says a certificate of deposit, or CD, which is most of the time what you hear them as, is a type of savings account offered by banks or credit unions. You generally agree to keep your money locked in with the CD without taking a withdrawal for a specified length of time. And sometimes withdrawing the money early can mean paying a penalty, or maybe you lose some of the interest, etc., etc. Now, there's of course many different ways to buy CDs. You can go directly to a bank, you can go directly to a credit union, you can buy CDs multiple different ways across the internet even. But one of my favorite ways on buying CDs, at least over the last year or so, I've been doing a ton of this on my own time, is buying brokered CDs, which is basically buying CDs right through the brokerages that you already trade stocks on. Now, in the past, I purchased CDs on TD Ameritrade, which is now Charles Schwab, of course. I've also purchased brokered CDs on Fidelity, and overall, whatever broker you're really using, it's pretty much more or less the same. But at least on the Charles Schwab platform, if you go up here to trade, you would then see all these different options, which of course, we're going to be clicking on CDs for this video. Then after you click on CDs, this is exactly what you're going to see. And side note, there are multiple different ways to do this even on this platform, but this is the way that I do it. So right here, you're going to see, visit Find CDs for a detailed CD search experience, and also Schwab's highest yielding CDs by maturity. Now, when it comes to buying CDs, they're going to offer different maturities, which is basically how long you agree to have your money locked into this asset. Now, for example, the maturities go from anything from 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Then we have the most popular one, at least as far as my experience goes, is 1 year. Then we have 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And sometimes even in the past, I've seen upwards of 10, 20 years to have your money locked into a CD, which honestly, I don't know why anyone would want to lock their money into a CD for 10, 20 years, unless we saw some sort of black swan event where CDs were paying like upwards of 7, 8, 9, 10%. But regardless, that's not really my problem. Now, below that, you're going to see APY. This is basically more or less how much interest or how much yield you're going to earn by buying to the CD. Another important thing to note is when you are purchasing CDs on brokerages or brokered CDs, at least from what I've seen, every single time you purchase one CD, it's going to be $1,000. 2 CDs means $2,000. So basically whatever the quantity is, it's going to be times that by 1,000. Now there might be different ways to do this to not have to buy 1,000 or maybe more at a time, but that's just in my experience. So keep in mind, 1 CD normally means 1,000. Now, as far as the different maturities and of course the different APYs, you're probably asking, or maybe you're curious, why are there different yields? Why are there different amounts that I'm going to get paid depending on how long I lock in the CD? Now, the simple answer to this is that CDs are basically, for the most part, based off of the Fed funds rates. And in the future, if rates are going to be going lower, well, the longer you're locking your money, the providers of the CD or the issuers are not going to want to pay you as much money, most likely, if, of course, the Fed fund rate goes down in the future. Like for a real life example, at 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 9 months, those are all much higher APYs as of right now versus 1 year. So this is indicating that at least it's being priced in that rates might be lower within the next year, but at least for the next several months, rates are probably going to remain pretty high, or at least around these levels, which is why you're going to earn quite a bit more if you lock in a short-term CD versus a 1 year, 18 months, or even 5 year. If you look at the delta here, a 1 month maturity CD is offering around 5.48% versus a 5 year CD, which is offering 4.7%. So basically, when it comes to you and your strategy, you're going to have to ask yourself, how long do I really want to have my money locked into the CD? And depending on how long you're willing to do that, you're going to get paid a certain amount. So now that we understand maturity, APY, this is the fun part. You go through here and it's basically sorted through the highest coupon or the highest APYs to the lowest APYs. And of course, there's going to be different coupon frequencies like at maturity or even semi-annually, which just basically just means how often you're going to get paid the interest from the CD. So keep in mind, a lot of these broker CDs, they don't pay you out every single month, at least not the ones that are offering the highest APY. It's all kind of priced in. If you want to lock in a high APY, you're probably not going to get paid until the maturity date, which honestly hasn't really bothered me at all. That's what I do normally. So this right here is a Wells Fargo CD that's a new issue that's offering a 5.4% coupon or a 5.4% APY. There's plenty of these available right now to buy. The maturity date as of right now is 1 year out, so around June of 2025. So if you were interested in this one, you want to lock in a 5.4%, and keep in mind these are going to change ongoingly depending on what happens with rates and the market, etc. So if you're in the market to buy some CDs, take a look at these pretty often. So we clicked buy on this one and it's going to bring you to this page. Again, this is on the Charles Schwab platform, but once again, every brokerage is pretty similar to this from what I've seen. It shows right here the Wells Fargo Bank's brokered CD at 5.4%, the expiration date or the maturity date, I guess we can call it 6/11/2025, which is more or less a year from now, or 1 year and 10 days to be exact. Now, another interesting aspect of this CD specifically is it's not callable. You're definitely going to see callable CDs across these brokered CDs quite often, which basically means that if the issuer wants to call it early, they can basically give you your money back plus the interest that you incurred during that time frame, and then you go along your way. But for this one, it's not callable, so that means that you are locked in until about a year from now. So if you wanted to purchase, let's say one of these, you would type in $1,000 because as it says right here, the minimum is $1,000, the maximum is $216 million it shows. You would then go through and say if you want to auto rollover, I don't normally do that. You can leave the limit price at the 100 mark. And then of course you click on review order and there you go, you purchased your first CD in the Charles Schwab brokerage. So that for the most part is all there really is to it. Of course you can go into more detail, but it's really not all that complicated. The first time I personally purchased a brokered CD, it was kind of confusing because previous to doing so, I've only went to banks or online bank websites and purchased CDs through them, which it's kind of more user friendly. This interface can be a little bit intimidating at first. But either way, with the way that rates are at right now and the amount of money that you can earn currently in bonds and CDs, I think it's a great opportunity to lock in some money for a short time frame or maybe even for a longer time frame, get paid a nice, stable, guaranteed yield, because of course also, for the most part, at least what I've seen, these are all FDIC insured also. So what a better way to lock in some side cash or lock up some idle cash you're not necessarily going to spend today or tomorrow and earn a nice solid yield for doing so. Now, lastly, if you guys still have any questions about broker CDs or anything in the sorts, definitely drop a comment down below and I'll try to get back to you. But thank you so much as always for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Real quick, for those that haven't already, make sure to go to the first link in my description and grab my new dividend investing ebook, where I share exactly how I went from $0 invested to now earning over $6,000 on a monthly basis and over $1 million invested in the markets. Along with the ebook, you're also going to receive my custom dividend tracker, where you can track your dividend progress on an ongoing basis and reach your dividend investing goals. So make sure to grab yourself a copy of my dividend investing ebook and the new dividend tracker today. It's the first link in my description. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.